Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Today I would like to talk to you about cell phones and driving. It does not mix. Today, drivers around the world have now found another way to kill and maim. Cell phones have become smaller, more powerful, and even more capable of distraction. You should never allow yourself to be distracted while driving. That means switching off the phone when you switch on the engine. Driving while using a cell phone is the same as loading a gun and firing it blindfolded. If you use your cell phone while driving a car, you're likely to kill yourself or someone else. Cell phones and driving is as dangerous and lethal as driving under the influence of drinking and driving. Today, cell phones have taken over the world. Cell phones have become smaller, more powerful, and even more capable of distraction. With such new technology, data on cell phones and accidents is limited, and police do not always take cell phones into consideration of the incidents and when examining a crash scene. Accidents happen in a split second. It only takes 1 second loss of focus for the most serious fatalities to be caused. You may be asking, what is so important that it cannot wait until you have pulled over? A hands-free scent is an option, people. Those whose lives mean they cannot waste a moment's time while they are driving, as distractions as these are, at least they allow you to keep your hands on the wheel and your eyes on the road, where they are needed and where they belong. Now I'll talk to you about the laws on talking on cell phones while driving. Until a federal law has been passed, each state has its own set of laws. So even when you're taking a day's trip to another state, you're keeping consideration. By now, it's about 5 U.S. districts of Columbia and Virgin Islands all now prohibit drivers from using handheld devices for as cell phones, although hand-free devices are allowed. Young drivers were much more likely than older drivers to text while driving. Some effects on drivers. You have 4 times the risk of being in a crash if you're on the phone while driving. After that, talking on cell phones while driving lowers your reaction time. Studies confirm. One study found that drivers talking on cell phones were more likely than other drivers not to see traffic signals. They were also slower to react to brake lights when following a vehicle. As a result, they were more likely to cause rear-end crashes than other drivers. People, if you have a cell phone, follow these tips. Don't talk or text when driving. Let your voicemail pick up. Most cell phones related crashes happen when a person is answering an incoming call. If you have a passenger with you while you're driving, let that person answer the phone for you. If you need to make a call or receive a phone call, pull over into a safe place where the parking lot is lit in the area. I will end my conclusion with saying, whether the law says you should or should not be talking on a cell phone while driving, you should always let safety take precedence. As such, we highly recommend that you either pull over when you absolutely must take an important call. If you have to stay on the road, please use a hands-free device handset, if at all possible, or hand your cell phone over to a passenger to take the call. Just in case you're not aware of the states that have the prohibitants or that are banned where you can't use a cell phone, I have fixed some deliverance papers for you to have to be able to look over just in case you're in a state and you don't know if you can talk on the cell phone or not, so you won't get a ticket. You can look over this or keep it in your car, but it has all the states where you can talk on your cell phone and where you have to use a hands-free device, or the states that are still skeptical if they're gonna go away with the cell phones or not. Thank you, and if you have any questions, please feel free to let me know. Thanks.